currently in New York, but I'm actually flying out. But I just haven't picked up the camera much. I've been more in like a reflective period of if I'm dropping out or not, or at least taking a gap semester. And while in New York, I kind of talked to my dad about it, and he's not gonna stop me, but he's not like, he doesn't fully agree with my decision, and I am definitely leaning towards at least taking a gap semester. So I've been kind of just spending a good amount of time thinking about that, kind of how that look like, what the goals will be, what my focuses would be, and so forth. We'll see where that goes, how it goes. But it's been nice. I've been spending like the past 2 days, I dedicated like pretty much my first 1 hour or so of like my day to just thinking about a certain thing, whether it be dropping out, whether it be my focuses, etc. Just like with a clear mind in the morning, pen and paper, no computer, just thinking and like reflecting and like creating a plan, etc. So that was pretty nice. That might be something I implement because I feel like your mind's much clearer, and there are just some things I need to figure out. But tomorrow is hectic. This is what my tomorrow calendar looks like. Which one is it? It's the one to the right, this one. And at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 interviews, and then I'm expecting 2 more. I like having like all the interviews in one day rather than having like 2 one day, 3 another, 4 another. Just have them all in one day, get them out of the way, etc. So that will definitely be a very interesting day of 6 hours of conducting interviews for positions we're trying to fill. But get it all out of the way, do like deep work in the morning, interviews, gym, more interviews, literally just that all day. But anyways, I'm about to finish some things up, pack up, and head to the airport. So I just got into Miami. It's currently 8:20 p.m. and I am like already exhausted. I think I'm about to just take a shower and knock out. It's something I really want to do. I can't tomorrow because I literally have 12 interviews booked, but the following day is sit down and pen and paper, figure out, well, firstly what I need to figure out, and then figure out those things such as what are my goals for 2025, what routine do I want to be following for the next months, what are my focuses and like time commitments, like what is my split between the current brand versus launching new brands versus the personal brand, what do I even want my personal brand to be, like what is our long-term goal. It's just all these different things that I want to like really figure out and just sit down and be like, okay, hash it all out, pen and paper, dedicate like a good amount of time, like just undistracted focus on that. So I can't do that tomorrow since I'm just literally packed, but aiming for Friday. But anyways, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna take a shower, knock out. I will see you guys tomorrow.
Screw me duck, got one of my rooms all flooded with gold.
Off to a good start. First call was a no-show. Position, which I believe you might be a better fit.
Of course, I will reevaluate.
I'm good. Hi, Seth.
I went through your application. I thought that you had great qualifications.
Yeah, doing good. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing good.
You already have a list of candidates already on the line.
So just had a no-show. It was kind of funny. I was like in the meeting. It was like a minute in since they were supposed to join. I was like, kind of hope they no-show because like thankfully the applicants we've had so far, like 3 out of like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 of the calls we've had so far were like quality. So I'm like, if every call is just very good, it's going to make it very difficult for me to narrow it down. So it literally just makes it easier for me later on if this person just no-shows because then I know they're not the right fit. So I'm about to hit the gym and then we have another 5 more calls tonight. And also since I have extra time now, like I might have time to like even go for a run or something, or at least hit the sauna.
I can say that I'm really good at creating ideas.
You have a pipeline of candidates that are like, okay, they're good. They meet the expectations. So it is currently 8 p.m. My last call was a no-show, but just ordered, I believe, like 5 or 6 books. Really, I'm working on building the habit of reading again. I want to read at least 50 pages per day. I'm just trying to make a commitment to actively learning again because I feel like I fell into sort of a habit of, not a habit, but I guess like maybe routine of just doing the tasks I need to get done. And I feel that I could get much further, much quicker if instead I step back, maybe execute a tiny bit less, but instead learn, develop my mind, and really figure out how to think more strategically and on a higher level and decide what to actually work on. So that's kind of a focus on some of these books. I'm learning how to learn better, how to read better, how to think strategically, how to like plan, etc. So I can like really analyze the business, analyze the goals, analyze where we want to get to, and how to actually get there. Because I've like reflected and I feel like recently, like my approach to work hasn't been the best. Like I've been getting stuff done, but like that doesn't mean it was the right things that needed to get done. Like I feel like there are much higher level things that should have gotten done, and there's a better approach to my work, especially from a strategy and planning perspective. I feel like I need to really look at everything from a higher level and figure out what needs to get done now, where are we getting to, or where are we going, and how do we actually get there. But I don't know, I feel like there's so much area for improvement, and like I need to build a habit out of evaluating my approach to work and like my past couple weeks. Like I believe like every month or even every week, maybe implementing something where I review the prior week, the prior month, what we did, what we can improve on, etc. So if I notice myself slipping into working on tasks that aren't that meaningful, I catch that and I adapt. But anyways, I'm gonna do what I just said I wanted to start doing and unwind for bed in like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. See you guys tomorrow.
Today I did good. I ain't been eating no bullshit. In fitness, I wake up, I feel fit.
So it was my grandpa's birthday today, so like saw him, we had food. I think I've spent like 3 hours in the car today. Traffic is very not ideal. Like there was just so much traffic, and I just feel like there's stuff you need to be doing but you can't because you're just stuck in traffic. So not the best feeling, but it is what it is. I was on the phone with Amex for like an hour and nothing resolved. I might have to unfortunately cancel the China trip, but that's just gonna be a massive pain because it's supposed to be non-refundable. So we'll see how that goes. But tomorrow I blocked out the first 4 hours of my day to pretty much just reflecting on my routine, on what habits I want to build and so forth, and just quote unquote like designing my life for the next however long, because I am like most likely not going to be at school next semester. So just designing my life to pretty much maximize the chances or guarantee the chances of success, and just doing so in a fast manner. So honestly, very looking forward to that. Honestly, like this isn't too bad, but I do also see this as dirty. I just have like miscellaneous stuff from like when I was rushing out of the house. And a big thing that I like to do is pretty much like before going to bed, just clean everything, put my laptop in a nice position, put the notebook where it needs to be, get myself water, etc. So like right when I wake up in the morning, I have everything in a nice, clean, organized manner. And I feel like that's just a way to start your day off right. Like it doesn't take long at the end of your day, set it up for the next day. And you just feel so much better entering work when you have everything nice and clean and set. I also want to get a bigger table. I don't know. I like big tables for work.
Wake up and get to it, go hustle and get this cash. I got an influence from here to the motherland.
So just got back from hitting the gym, going for a run and hitting the sauna. Now I'm about to have a few interviews and then just kind of unwind and read a bit. I was writing my to-dos while I'm eating, and something that I implemented honestly not too long ago was time blocking. And like I did it a bit ago, but I never did it consistently until maybe a few months ago. And I like can't imagine doing work or entering my work day without having time blocked the day before, because I used to have it where I just write down a bunch of things and don't even think about how long each task would take, and then at the end of the day I'd like have half my list not done because I just wrote so much more than was actually necessary. So that's one of the positives. Another one is that you have to choose what is actually critical to you, because now that you're dedicating time, you're like, this task will take me 30 minutes, this one will take me an hour. You can visually see how long each task will take you, and that way you have to choose what to actually work on because you can't fit everything into your calendar. And then another thing is that if you set like time frames that may be a little bit challenging, let's say a task may take you an hour but you set 45 minutes, you're like, I want to push myself a bit, then you can pretty much force productivity to an extent. Like some things, if it's like a thinking type thing and like I need to sit there and think and kind of find a solution, then I give myself more time. But if it's like an execution thing, then sometimes I give myself a little bit less time, so I force myself to do within that time. Because otherwise, if you just have a list of to-dos, if you can't visually see your schedule and what you need to get done by when, there's no urgency. Because I can then see like, if I go too long on this task, longer than I allocated for it, then it's going to eat into my next task. So I know that I need to get it done within the time allocated. And honestly, like it's not bad to probably over time start pushing yourself. Because think about it, if you push yourself and try and do everything 10% quicker each day, if you're like, okay, this usually takes me 45 minutes, but let me give myself 40 minutes today. If you do that for every task and you have 10 tasks in a day, you can save yourself a significant amount of time and fit that in there. So long story short, highly recommend time blocking. I feel like I just went on a tangent for no reason, but I'm about to hop on this call. It's about to start in like 90 seconds.
Take care of my mother and bro.
All I know is that it's an email support.
Rich and famous shit never subtle. Everything high key, even when you low on the code.
I have been spending so much of my time recently, like working time, on planning rather than executing, which has been like a change for a while. For a bit now, my focus has been on creating a game plan rather than actually executing, as I feel like if instead of like just doing all this execution right now, instead step back, look at it from a higher level, bigger picture, then when I go and execute, I'm doing it more intentionally and I get more done and we progress quicker. And I don't know, I've just spent a lot of time reevaluating approach to my priorities, my time commitments, e-commerce, personal branding, etc. And that's something I might go into more in depth in another video, because I'm still like finalizing everything. But like in the moment, it feels like you're not doing too much, because like it's more planning and it's more thinking and it's like slower. Like if you have a list of to-dos that are like execution, sending salary payments to your team, changing something on the website, etc., like that, you do it in 10, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever it is, and then it's done. However, for things like planning and strategy, etc., like you need to dedicate like a good amount of time to thinking. Literally sitting here thinking, going for a walk thinking, and like revisiting it. Because you can't force yourself to think. And like sometimes you need to do it for a bit and then give your mind a break and then revisit it. So that's why I'm like, I feel like it feels a little bit off, because I know that this is like a very necessary thing to do, but it also feels a little bit unproductive at times, because I'm like, you can't directly see what you've accomplished or what you've done, because it's more like in your mind and on paper. It's like you don't see the progress as much. And like I think that's also because I have more general ideas so far. Like I know the direction we're going, etc. I've gotten fairly specific. However, I haven't yet like put the final touches on it and tied it all together and created that execution plan. And then also the past like 3-4 nights, I've been waking up in the middle of the night like with like my mind just like I can't turn it off. So like I've been having a decent routine of like I journal, then I stretch, then I meditate, and then I go to bed. Like an unwinding routine, but I still find myself like the past few days, like I feel like I've had an issue where like I wake up in the night with like literally in my dreams me trying to solve issues. I'm like, this is not healthy. Like, but that's like also the reality of things. Like sometimes you just can't turn off your mind. But yeah, I literally wake up in the middle of the night like with my brain fatigue because I was like asleep thinking of issues. It's like some of them aren't even business. I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, why am I trying to solve this pointless issue right now? Like this isn't even an issue. It's like a hypothetical issue in my dream. I'm like, what am I doing? But anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Think I'm gonna end it here, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.